Hello and welcome to today's video. If you're new here, my name is Ruth Ann Vines, and today I'm going to show you step by step how to create fairy wand earrings or just fairy wand charms in general. So yay! You can use any charms that you want to be at the top of your wand. So you're also going to need these things. I don't know what these are called, but these are really important to making them. If you do not have these, a roll of wire will also work. This is 20 gauge. It does have to be pretty thick because you do have to do this little loop with your pliers, which the next thing, pliers. I have these and I have these. When I first started making jewelry, I was just using Eddie's work pliers, and those were really difficult to work with, but if you really want to make yourself a pair of earrings, you can use those. I will show you what it's like to do a loop also with these, because you still can get good results with the square ones, and then I'll show you with these because these are very nice and they make a very circle loop, but I believe in this we're not going to be making any circle loops at the end, because once we get to the end we're going to fold it over. I'll just show you guys when we get there. Now I believe that the last thing that you will need for making these is seed beads. It's important that you have small beads because these are going to need to hold them, and if you use thick beads it's going to overpower your charm, and the idea is you want it to look like a wand. So you want your wand to be decorated and then you want to have the gem at the top. But if you just decorate it with big gems, it's going to overpower it and it's not going to look like a wand. It'll still be very pretty, but not a wand. So okay, now we're going to add our seed beads to our wands. What I do for this one, I'm going to do 3 and then 3 of the other color. You can do whatever seed beads you want. If you want a rainbow wand, do a rainbow wand. I'm just doing silver and gold, but anything you want. And you just do it until you get enough room for maybe 3 more beads. So that's the length that you need to leave behind. See? There's this much space left. So what we're going to do is you're going to take your pliers and you're going to take the end. And this part is a little bit difficult, but you just take it, you turn it like that, and instead of doing a ring, you're just going to flatten it completely. And then you have your first wand. And you can use it as a charm for a necklace, you can use it for a charm on a crown, or like I'm going to do and just make some earrings with it. It's completely fine if when you are folding over the end that it takes you a long time to do. I believe the only reason it's not taking me so long anymore is because I've done this so many times now. But anyways, now I'm going to show you how to put the charm onto the earring holder. I'm very lucky to have 2 pairs of pliers now, because before when I only had 1 pair, this was very difficult, and I was constantly hurting my nails because I was using them to be the other plier. But you just take that, and you get your hook, you put the hook on there, and then you close it with your other pair of pliers. I'm not very good at it yet because I haven't had these new pliers for very long, but works very well. And then boom, you have an earring that is a wand. Okay, and these are the finished star wands. So now let's get started on the others. For the next one, we're going to do some hearts. and you'll need 2 of the smaller hooks. I don't know what they're called. I just call them whatever I want every single time I pick them up. I don't typically show people how to do things, but I figured it would be something different to do, because I'm always showing you guys my art, but I'm never showing you how to actually make it. And I understand that that could be something very helpful, because when I was learning how to do stuff, I couldn't find many resources on how to actually do what I wanted to do. So I had to figure it out on my own, and to save you a bit of time, I think it would be nice to have something to watch to get your own ideas and inspiration, and maybe learn a little bit on what the bits to an earring are, because it looks very impossible when you've never done it before, but it's really not that impossible. So I'm at the end again, and I'm going to take and bend this part right here over. This one might not have enough wire left, but maybe it will. Just take your time on this part, because you really don't want to break the metal, because if you do, then your earring is shorter than the other, and then you have to measure them up to each other, and that's kind of difficult. There we go. So now we have this. This one I love. It reminds me of like the movie, like in the Barbie movies, her staff. In what was that one movie where she was skating? I can't remember. Okay, so for the next pair of earrings, I'm going to use this to show you guys how to make earrings when you do not have these. Okay, so I'm going to take some wire and I'm going to cut it, if I can. So I'm just gonna, it's so difficult to cut. Probably because I'm not in the cutting spot. Okay, there we go. So now I have this piece of wire, and I'm going to take my one that loops. I'll show you with the other earring how to do it if you don't have this one that does the circle. Okay? And then once you have that circle, you can put your little charm on there. Sorry, I was just perfecting it. Okay, then take your charm, add this blue one, because I'm going to make some blue sucker ones. Okay, perfect. And then, well, perfect if I can get the charm all the way on there. Okay, there. Now I am going to put some, what color did I use last time? I can't remember. I'm just going to use some of these clear seed beads, because I think that those will look best with it. I don't have any blue. I have plenty of clear, and clear works with anything, so yeah. Okay, and then you have a charm that you made with a piece of wire. So with the other pliers, I'm going to show you how it is with the other pliers, to show you that it can still be done to do that little loop. So I take it at the very edge, because that is the most rounded part, and I just take it, whoop, I take it and I roll it around it like that, and then stop. And it is a little bit square, but that is okay. It's okay that it's a little square. Well, if I can, perfect, see? And it's very similar, it's just a little squared. So you'll just take your charm, put it on there. The only thing with the wire, I guess it being the 20 gauge, is it is a bit difficult to put the seed beads on there, just because of the ending, not the actual wire. So if you need to, you can cut the end right there. It's like how when you have a piece of thread and you're trying to thread beads onto it and it keeps splitting. The metal is similar in that way to if it is too sharp or bulky at that part, the bead will not go. So what you do is you can take your pliers and you can just try to flatten it with your pliers. Or if that does not work, just cut it, because you need to make sure that when you cut this, you give yourself a lot of wire to work with. So you'll take your beads, oop, I grabbed too many. You take your bead and then see if it fits after flattening it. It still doesn't fit, so then you'll take your pliers and just cut off a little bit. Try to be at a slant so that it kind of slants down. And then flatten it again at the top. For the length, you will just count how many beads you had on your other charm. And then once you get there, you'll just do exactly what I did here. Just cut off the excess and then fold it over and plier it down. Now we're just putting the earring on. There we go. Perfect. And now you have some heart sucker earrings. Yay! So my heart sucker just broke. So we have a pair of earrings with a broken sucker. I guess it was half eaten. Don't know how that happened. I don't know how the other half is not staying on there anymore. It's okay. Nothing a little jewelry glue can't fix. I hope you guys enjoyed learning how to make these earrings. I hope you make some of your own. And if there's a way, I'll try to figure it out. And maybe you can like show me what you've made. Or I'll leave a little bit in the description. I've seen where other people are able to do community posts, so if you guys actually made some with me, I would want to see those. So yeah, thank you for watching.